Slay a sacred cow. Look to nature. Set a deadline. Ask what if. Look for the second right answer. Beware the unintended. Change its name. Listen to that hunch. Be dissatisfied. Hi, I'm Roger von Oech. Over the last 30 plus years, I've had an opportunity to work as a creativity consultant around the world with such companies as Apple, Disney, Microsoft, Intel, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Sony. I've also written 3 books on creativity. I'm probably best known for this book, A Whack in the Side of the Head, How You Can Be More Creative, and it's sold a couple million copies over the years. And also more recently, this product, the Ball of Wax, which is a set of 30 magnetic design pieces. About 20 years ago, I created a deck of 64 creativity strategies called the Creative Whack Pack. And this has been very popular as well. It's sold over 1 million decks and stimulated the creativity of a lot of people. Recently, I got together with a programmer and have turned the Creative Whack Pack into an iPhone app. And the product has been released recently. And within a very short period of time, it became the #1 best-selling app in the business category. People seem to like it a lot, and so I thought I'd create a video and take the next couple of minutes and share some of the key features and elements of this particular app, and hope it answers some of the questions you may have about using the creativity, this particular creativity program. So let's just jump right in. This is the home screen of the Creative Whack Pack, and you can see that we have a variety of choices open to us. We can push the Give Me a Whack button, or check out the whack of the day, or participate in a creative workshop. Let's start with Give Me a Whack. As I said, there are 64 creativity strategies, and this will give us one of them at random. And let's see what it says. And we can also see how the cards are designed. All right, this strategy says, look for the second right answer. And so at the top, this is the creativity strategy. And then there's a picture highlighting what the strategy is about. And then we open up the strategy, and on the inside it says, don't stop with the first right answer you find, dig deeper and look for others. And there's a quote, and then there's some examples, and some stories, exercises, and then we'll come down to the learning value, and it basically says, what's the second right answer in your situation? What good ideas are just below the surface? So that's how the cards are designed. Creativity strategy, right here, picture, and then on the inside, stories, examples, and questions. Now let's check out another one. This one says, have something at stake. Now we can tell this is a warrior card because it has a red border, and also the lettering is in red. So this says, have something at stake. There's a picture, and then we open it up, and there's a story, some examples, and then again, some questions for us to relate this to our problem. Here's another one, try a random idea, open it up, and this tells a story about an Indian medicine man. Check out another one, slay a dragon. And this tells a story about map makers from long ago. Now let's go back to the home screen. Now, as I said, there are 64 creativity strategies in this deck. These are broken into 4 16-card suits. There are explorer cards. These highlight places to look for ideas. There are artist cards. These are strategies to help you transform ideas. There are judge strategies. These give you advice on when you're making decisions. And then finally, warrior strategies. So let's just take a quick look here. Some of the explorer cards include give yourself a whack in the side of the head, get out of your box, look for the second right answer, drop an assumption, look to the past. Here's a look to the past card. Okay, we'll go back here. Here are some of the artist cards. Think like a kid, ask what if, be wacky. This is one of my favorites. I think getting in a humorous frame of mind is a tremendous way to unleash your creativity. As I see it, there's a close relationship between the aha of discovery and the aha of humor. And then this gives some examples, and again, the same thing that I've been talking about. Take a quick look at the judge strategies. There's 16 of these. See the positive, slay a sacred cow, get out of the dogma house. There's a man in the dogma house. Says everyone has externally imposed shoulds and values that influence their thinking, and when these become dogmas, they cloud our decision-making abilities. And there are some examples from history. I have many examples from history. Some are from 3,000 years ago, some from 100 years ago, some from a decade ago, and so on. And it basically says, what dogmas are clouding your mind? How do they affect the way you view your issue? And then finally, there are 16 warrior strategies. Take a whack at it, put a lion in your heart, get rid of excuses. There's a man, we don't want to end up like him. So, coming back to the home screen, I feel the Creative Whack Pack reaches its full glory when you use it on a particular issue or problem in a creative workshop. And we'll click on this. The issue could be something such as, how can I improve sales for the next quarter? Or how can I motivate my daughter to do her homework? Or you're trying to think of some fundraising ideas for a particular charity drive. Anyway, you focus your thinking, you think about the issue, and then you have a choice of 4 different workshops you might try. And we're going to take a look at the 4-suit classic, and we're going to get 1 card from each of the 4 suits I just described. I'm going to go through this in less than a minute, but you may spend 5 or 10 minutes doing this, working through this with by yourself or with a client or with a colleague. So let's go ahead and jump into the 4-suit classic. First card will be an Explorer card, and it says change viewpoints. So this will get us to try to look at the problem from a different point of view. The next card is an Artist card, and it says don't force it. And again, there's a story about saying sometimes delaying action can be the best course of action of all, and it gives some examples. The next card is a Judge card, and it says make sure we're solving the right problem. Sometimes we jump in and solve the first right problem or the first problem that before us without really checking to see if there's a more significant problem beneath it. And then finally, there's a Warrior card, and this says fight for it. Much of the world has its defenses up to keep out new ideas. Thus, we have to become a warrior and do what's necessary to make our ideas a reality. At the end, there's a summary, and these are the cards we received. And again, I went through this in less than a minute, but to be done right, you should spend 5 or 10 minutes on the whole thing. It's also possible to share the summary with yourself or with a friend, and this is connected to the Creative Think Work website, and so you can keep a record of these. So I'm going to go back to the home screen, and a lot of good information here. Creative process. I wrote a nice article on the creative process. So I encourage you to check this out. Give it a shot. People are saying good things about it. They're getting ideas. They love having the Creative Whack Pack with them wherever they go. So give it a shot, and happy whacking.